Hey, good morning, guys. If you're struggling right now with weeds, fungus, your grass not growing well, I have a video for you today coming up. I'm going to be using all of these products purchased at Lowe's, showing you how to take care of your grass to get rid of weeds, unsightly broadleaves, and then also prevent fungus. Right now, it's beginning of summer. It's starting to transition to summer, rather. Haven't had much fungus yet, but man, last year it definitely got me. So we're going to do some preventative maintenance today. Stick around. I'm going to break this video down. It's going to be 4 separate parts. So the first part, I'm going to show you how to apply a product called Negate. Negate I purchased online from domyown.com. I don't remember the price. I'll have to look it up, but I purchased Negate, and it's to treat a weed called Annua. POA has been horrible this year, just menacing turf grasses. It's going to be on any golf course or a football field this year. It's just been really bad. So I'm going to try to spray it and get rid of it now. POA typically moves on with heat. This hadn't been that hot yet. We had colder temperatures last month, and then it's been hot the last week, and today it's hot, but haven't had a lot of warm temperatures to go ahead and push it out, so we're going to give it a boost with that herbicide. Second off, we're going to apply a product called Bioadvanced is the company name, but it's Bioadvanced Fungus Control. It's a fungicide for lawns. This product was purchased from Lowe's, just by local Lowe's. It should be at any Lowe's where you're at. Third on the list today, we're going to apply an insecticide. Last year, again, just like the POA this year, last year, everyone I know got tore up with armyworms. So the friends that I had that maintained grass, they got tore up with the armyworms and they were upset about it. This year I'm going to try to prevent it. So, last year in the fall, my wife would just say armyworms and, make fun of me and I would go cry. So hopefully this year we're able to prevent that. I have no armyworms and we're good to go. So we're going to apply a preventative measure of an insecticide. Again, this was purchased at Lowe's. It's a Spectracide, Triazicide, and it's actually an insecticide. So say all those 3 times fast, but I don't know the price, but I'll show you the product here. And finally today, we're going to apply fertilizer. So the fertilizer that I chose to use is Lesco 30010. It's also purchased at Lowe's. I really enjoy this product, get great growth, good green up with the lawn. Excited to apply it. So I'm going to break down each step of how you apply each one, starting in that order. So I hope you stick around. It's going to be a great video, maybe a little bit longer than the typical ones I've done, but there's a lot to this. If you're looking for a green lawn this summer, you need to follow these steps, make it happen. Also, not only make your grass green, don't forget, vote for Jay Cantrell, Washington County Sheriff. Election coming up on May 24th. So that's my shout out, Jay. He's not a big social media guy, so maybe he'll watch it someday, but I'm telling him, vote for Jay. He's going to be a great sheriff. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do today is spray out POA. This year, everyone I've talked to that maintains turf grass, POA Annua is a weed that has absolutely drove us nuts. Today I have some product that I bought from domyown.com. You can check them out. Great resource for any lawn care needs. But this product today is called Negate. It's Negate 37WG. So I have a bottle here of it. We pre-mixed it last night. You have to pre-mix it and then use part of this. So you have to mix a full bottle with water at one time and then use part of your solution and dilute it even more to spray your POA. So right now I have a ton of this left. If any of y'all are battling this weed, POA Annua or annual bluegrass, man, hit me up. I have a whole bottle. I'm about to use, I don't know, this is 1,000 milliliters and I'm about to use 50. So I'm gonna have a ton left and I'm gonna show you exactly how to spray those problem areas and get rid of it today. So the grass looks really good. However, this is POA. POA Annua. All of this. All of that is weeds, and you can see the spot right here in the corner. It's covered up with POA. Makes a Makes a weird lime green color. It's pretty ugly. Usually heat gets rid of it, but this is not going away with the beginning of heat. So we're gonna spray it, start the process today. This side of the lawn I maintain, you can see everything's cut, all the videos I've done. This side, I've not sprayed or done anything. All of that is POA. Every bit of it. There's some sections of Bermuda there, but quite a bit is POA. Everything lime green, and you can see how with it being out in the sun, not watered as well, it's starting to die. It'll die with heat. A lot of these turning brown, but you see some green in there as well. So I'm going to show you how to get rid of it. So most of the time I use a big backpack sprayer. Today we're treating, you know, maybe 1,000 square feet. I usually treat mix about 1 gallon of water for 1,000 square feet. So I have a 2,000 here, or 2,000 square feet basically, with 2 gallons with this bottle. So we're gonna use this one instead of my regulars. Maybe a little bit harder to use. You know, you gotta pump it up by hand. It's not an easy backpack sprayer. It's not like my battery powered backpack sprayer, but this will do the job for what we need, just spot spraying today. Guys, I got my Negate Herbicide. It's mixed in a mixing bottle. Just labeled it so I would know exactly what. 100 milliliters is 4,300 square foot, or 1/10 of an acre. So I have that. I just bought some little measuring cups because this is pretty precise of where we want to be. And out of this entire measuring cup, it's just the very bottom line of how much for 4,300 square feet. So we're gonna measure it out. Be sure to shake it. Again, I fill my sprayer about halfway up. Gonna add the amount of herbicide we need, and then fill it the rest of the way to 2 gallons. So show you one more trick that we're gonna do here in just a second after I add this to see where we spray. And that's about all we need right there, 50 milliliters. It's enough to do about 2,000 square feet, like I said. This Negate, the reason I bought it, you can buy some other stuff. I've heard of guys doing Roundup. Man, I would highly steer away from that. It causes more issues with your turf grass not coming back. This is good all temperatures. It's not good on cold or cool season grasses. Your fescues, your Kentucky Bluegrass, this will damage your cool season grasses, because POA Annua is so close in relation to that. However, POA Annua is a cool season grass and annual bluegrass. So since we have a warm season grass with Bermuda, they grow in 2 different ways. This herbicide will affect POA Annua but leave our Bermuda alone. So I chose this. We also need to see exactly where we're spraying, so I'll show you the next trick. I didn't say this a while ago, but it's probably a good idea to wear gloves. This next thing I'm adding, it's called Laser. It's a blue dye. Bought it off Amazon. It shows a 1/2 ounce for every gallon, so we're going to add 1 ounce to our sprayer. Basically, all it does, it's a blue dye, and it'll show us exactly where we sprayed. With this is a targeted herbicide for POA. I don't want to get wild. I don't want to spray all over the lawn crazy, and I also don't want to overspray in spots. Just want to treat it and move on. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this. It's about a 1/2 ounce, somewhere in about there. I'll put gloves on this one because this will stain your hands real bad if you get it on your hands. It's basically just a blue dye for stuff exactly like this. So. But add that dye. We'll go finish filling up the sprayer, mix all of it up, get to spraying. But you definitely don't want this stuff going on you. If I was broad spraying everywhere, I would have pants on, but since I'm just spot spraying, I put on the longer boots. That blue, the blue dye is awesome, but it helped out for what I needed to do, but I definitely wouldn't recommend using it every time. If it's something that you can broad spray, I wouldn't use it. That blue is everywhere, so anywhere it's spilled, it's stuck, but looks great. I'm excited to see. It's gonna take maybe a week or two, but hopefully with these hot temps, it'll start killing that POA. Hopefully it'll start killing that POA right away. All right, next we're gonna apply our fungicides. I'm gonna do that with a spreader, just a rotary spreader. Main thing on anything you're gonna apply, label is the law. Label is the law. Same thing with what I applied with the Negate. Read the label, it's the law. With this, I'm gonna read, label is the law. So it says that it treats about 5,000 square feet, so I imagine that we'll use just about all 5,000. I have a ladder here set up with my scale. I'm gonna grab a bucket and measure this out. All right, so my bucket by itself is just about a pound. So the label on this one calls for about 2 pounds per 1,000 square feet. So I'm treating about 4,500 square feet on that side, maybe another 1,000 on this side. So it should be the entire bag, but we'll cut it open and measure. So if the rate's at 2 pounds per 1,000 square feet, I'm gonna put that we're treating 4,500. We can round up to 5,000 because I'll probably put the rest on the other side. So I need about 10 pounds. So we'll add that now. Let's see, this bag is a 10-pound bag, so it should be all of it. Right there, didn't have to measure the entire bag, so sometimes it works out. That's 10 pounds. It's good to measure and weigh all this stuff so you know exactly what you're putting on your grass. So I got 10 pounds. I'm gonna put it in a spreader, spread across the yard. So how these, for this one and my insecticide, they're both say to be spread and then watered in. So you want to apply it to dry grass. It's kind of hot already, but I needed the grass to dry so we can apply it to dry grass. So gonna apply it and then water it in. So I'll put the sprinkler out after we spread it and everything. Here I have my Earthway broadcast spreader. I like this one well. It's just got a lever to open. When it's open, it's flowing. Close it down to prevent that. So you got our 10 pounds fungicide. We're gonna add this to it and get to spreading. So the fungicide is gonna be good against dollar spot, brown patch. Again, the label has everything. It'll tell you what it treats, but you want to mix fungicides too. You don't want to spray the same fungicide all the time. Your grass will get used to it and then it won't work anymore. So I'll treat this. I think it said that it treats up to 1 month. So we'll treat it and then do it again next month with a different kind. So last year I battled dollar patch quite a bit. So this will treat dollar patch. Hopefully I don't have to deal with it this year. It should have a setting on your spreader at what you're supposed to apply at. I didn't read it. After I say labels of law, you should probably read it. But I'm gonna set this at about 7 for that level. So we'll see if it starts running low. We'll close it back down and treat. But you want to treat in a grid pattern. So I usually go one direction, treat half the bag, and then switch and go the other direction, treat the other half. I went back and read, and this spreader setting is not on the bag, so sometimes you gotta guess. So we'll get this set where we need it, and start spreading. So again, dry lawn, grid pattern. That is spread. You saw I made several passes. I set the number way too low, so I had a lot left. So I actually went over twice. So the fertilizer, insecticide, and fungicide all have to be watered in. So I'm gonna apply all three and then come back and water. You don't want to mix because you won't get a even spread. If I was to mix insecticide and fungicide, technically you could, but you wouldn't get an even spread across the lawn. So you want to do them one at a time if you can. Some people, they don't want to put in the work to have a nice lawn. So I've got a lot of questions. The way that you have a lawn like this, put in the work, man. It takes a lot of work. So we're gonna move on to the insecticide. I apologize, I'm pretty disgusting already. It's kind of hot today, but we're gonna basically do the same thing with the insecticide. So I'm gonna set a bucket up here. This is only at about 0.8 pounds per 1,000 square feet. So this is gonna be a lot less. The last was between 2 pounds and 3.5 pounds per 1,000. So this one we're gonna do a little bit less per 1,000 square foot. So it's gonna be less. So I'm gonna try to lower the setting to whatever I was at first and get this spread out. So again, this is a Spectracide, Triazicide, if I'm pronouncing all that correctly. Bought at Lowe's. This is for 12,500 square foot, but you want about 0.8 pounds per 1,000 square foot. So know how much land you got, know how much you're spreading, and then of course weigh it out and measure it correctly. So with this, since I'm going for about 0.8 pounds for a preventative, 4,500 square foot, I want somewhere around 4 pounds or so. I think it's like 3.5 pounds. So this, you don't have to be as precise with some of these. If you're getting down to half pound is good, but man, 1/10 of a pound, that's too much. So we'll put out, of course, I'll measure here and we'll put out about 3.5 pounds or so. That's all. I still have quite a bit of bag left, so the insecticide we can use it later on. So kind of stinks. Just like that, phase 2 of green lawn is finished. Now let's move on to our fertilizer. Okay, now it's time for our fertilizer. I've become a fan of this Lesco 30010. Again, you can buy it at Lowe's. The only thing with fertilizer, you need about 1 pound of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet per month for Bermuda. So some people think that's 1 pound of fertilizer per 1,000 square feet per month, but it's actually, the numbers on this one is a 30010. The first number is N for nitrogen. A 30 nitrogen is only 30% of every pound is going to be nitrogen. So to achieve, 1 pound of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet, you actually need to put out just a little bit over 3 pounds per 1,000 square feet. So I also spray nitrogen, so I'm not worried about just the 1,000. So we're gonna put out about 3 pounds per 1,000 square feet. So 12 pounds of fertilizer for the lawn today. Again, measure out so you know exactly how much you're doing. I went ahead and put the whole bag. I had right at 13 pounds left, so 1 pound difference, it'll be perfect. So we're gonna use all that, 13 pounds for 4,000 square feet. So we're gonna spread this on this earthway. I'm set at about a 15. Gonna spread this all out. Same thing, grid pattern, nothing to it. Whew, it is a hot day. Now's the easy part. Got everything spread, got fertilizer, got the POA treated, insecticides, fungicides. Now you gotta water it in. So I'm gonna water here. I have 2 sections my sprinkler will cover. The first section I'm gonna water about 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna switch and water about 20 minutes. So you wanna make sure you get that watered well down into the dirt. So if you don't water well after fertilizer, you can cause what's called fert burn or fertilizer burn, just from the fertilizer sitting on top of leaves and dew gets on it, ends up burning the leaves because it's too much for a blade of grass. So gonna do that, water it. After it's watered and dried, it's perfectly safe for kids. Be sure to keep kids and dogs, pets off of it, especially because of the insecticides. The other 2 won't hurt much. I don't think it'll make them sick, but need to make sure that you water it all in before you're done, after you're done spreading. So come here, girls. You gonna be in the video?
Yeah.
Come here. Come around here. It's filming right now. Say something to it. What do you want to say?
Daddy's crazy. Why are you sad?
Because I've been working hard. Hadley thinks I'm crazy. Alright guys, you're set for about a month now. Fertilizer, insecticide, fungicide. We'll do it again next month in June. For now, sit back, enjoy, and mow, mow, mow.